Well, I hope you guys can hear me. Uh, I've been busy these last couple of days. Haven't been posting videos, but I figured maybe I could squeeze in a live video before I start my day. Uh, a lot of things have developed here. Interesting. We got crude oil that got this nice little pop. They're cutting production out there, and uh, it's back in the range. It hasn't taken out 82.69. Or yeah, 82.66. It's trying to get up there, but it's kind of stalling. So we're losing a little Momo, but it's still strong. The 4 hour is still pretty good. Uh, for those that follow Brent, I might as well put that in. Let's see what that looks like here. We got a couple of levels here. Let's see if we could bring this down. So you got 89. You got this pivot high of 86.96, and it hasn't gotten there yet. And the 4 hour already is in a range of 86.24 and 83.49. So we'll see how that's going to play out today. Oops. Go back to my crude. I feel like this is the leader. So I always like to watch crude. R Bob. Remember this over here? Breakout, false breakout, pulled back in the range. Now testing that high. It's testing it. You can see in the 4 hour now it's kind of just sideways. 282. Does it have potential to push higher? Yeah, it can. It's strong. Even though this is just kind of pausing, it could resume. You may want to test that 283 and then maybe continue pushing higher. All you got to do is just keep watching the dollar. Natural gas. The famous natural gas. Let's look at that. You see, it's in the mobile bands, not really positive yet, but you can see that things are just kind of pausing. So that's good. What I noticed doing cycles is when the cycles are bottoming out, it kind of just like stays still. Like what they say, ooh, look, the mobile is just turning positive now. That's good. But the day is young. Can't sleep on the bears. They're very aggressive. But I like to see the mobile turn positive. It just turned green. So something for you guys to learn. When it's green and prices close above it, that's very bullish. You see, these are all Hekanashi candles, and these are closes. So you can see that the momentum is to the good side, to the upside. Once it gets in here, it's chop. Once it closes below, then it's negative. And you can put other indicators. So I really like this MOBO indicator. I learned this from David Elliott, First Wave, they call him. May he rest in peace. And ever since he used that and I came across it, I just love using it now. So we got a nice positive, MOBO bands turning green. Hekanashis are positive, but the trend is still down. Once they turn white, it's rock and roll. And looking at the 4 hour, so far it's looking good. Interesting is that we're in a squeeze play on the 4 hour. And it's just been oscillating back and forth, back and forth. Remember the numbers of square of 9, 12, 11, 2018, and 225. See that high we made up there, 224? Those are Gann square of 9. I'll probably maybe do a video and just kind of elaborate on that a little bit. It'll be a great tool for you guys to learn how to use if you haven't learned or never heard of it. I'll put it on a video when I guess, on the weekend or whatever. And that way you guys could take a screenshot of it. But, excuse me. So far, everything is looking good here. We just need to take out 225. I've been saying that for the longest. We'll probably get to 218 and maybe stall here. That's a strong level. But if it could push higher, 225, and if we could close above 225, that's going to look really good. Heating oil. This is the It's getting some Momo. I mean, but not much. But at least it's positive. The Hekanashis are positive here, and it's entering a squeeze play. You can see if you do a little divergence here. We're pushing lower while the histogram is uh, making a higher high. So it looks like maybe the bears are losing steam. I'm not sure. I gotta look at the cycles. I gotta look at seasonalities. A lot of things gotta look at. But this chart is pretty much just more price action. Just looking at what price action is doing. 277 high, 250 low in this range. And the 4 hour so far is a little negative right now, but pretty much in chop. It's just making two little pivots here. Let's go to gold. Gold is moving. Wow. Can you believe this move? It chopped here for, I don't know, a couple of days, and then it broke out on the 4-4, April 4th. And it's at 248. I think the high is somewhere around 2070-ish, around there. And it looks like it wants to go test it, meaning that the dollar, if this is the way it's playing, is bullish. I mean, there's no denying it. The bulls are in control. This is the kind of market you just buy pullbacks. And a little pullback, I mean, you're not going to get it on the 4 hour. The Hekanashi's not, I mean, here was great. Hekanashi's not probably going to give it to you on the 4 hour. You have to go, smaller time frame. But yeah, look at silver, 25. I mean, and it's moving. On the weekend, Friday, I'll probably wrap it up with the bigger time frames. Well, I have the weekly up here and the daily down here. This is just more kind of looking at the daily and then looking at the 4 hour. It's kind of chopping around here, but still positive. It's no sign of weakness here yet. Very strong. Although here you got a little histogram here, but it's still strong. This is a daily. And copper, man, can't stay above 407, 408. That's that magic number right there. It's just oscillating. Just now it's back down at 395. And it's in a squeeze play, as you can see right here. And on the 4 hour, there was a squeeze play, and then it just triggered down to the downside. So when you get that green, that's according to the, what's his name, John Carter that created this. When you get the green, that means that's the signal to go short. So this, worked out great for those that were shorting copper. 4 hour squeeze play, the daily squeeze play. I don't know what the weekly is, but, broke the mobile band, PPS sell signal. And may want to test this low again, 382. And if it holds and it's a fail new low, then they probably want to shoot up and maybe test 435. But so far it's on the weaker side. And the time frame, platinum finally broke out from here, and it's kind of pulling back a little bit, but it's at 1012. I may want to test 1012 from the top, and if that holds, then it may push higher. So far the 4 hours a little weak here, pulling in, but it's one of those things that if you think it's going to go higher, it looks like, higher highs and higher lows. So in the 4 hour it pulls back in, you probably want to dip your toes a little bit and see if it does, push a little higher, make another higher high. Maybe the target will be 1117 if it continues pushing higher. That's a platinum. Let's look at palladium. Yay. What happened to my data? Very strange. The daily's not even showing up. Oh, I need to do this here. There we go. Still in the range, 1532 all the way to 1333 in a squeeze play and in a squeeze play on the 4 hour. On the daily, a little weakness here. Looks like it may want to turn. You can see the 4 hour kind of just choppy, just a lot of noise back and forth. So keep an eye out for 1438 and 1503. 1490, what is that? 1498. The dailies looks good, but in the 4 hour just kind of just chop. As you can see, it's just kind of back and forth and showing a little sign of weakness here. What else I want to show you? NG. So NG, we're above the VWAP on the weekly and on the monthly, so that is good. We were betting on this week for a possible turning point, but we're gonna have some headwinds up here, some resistance to remember 225. That's the square of 9. That's a level that we need to at least have a close above. And the buyers are coming in. Like I always say, somebody's waking up. So let's see what could be possible resistance right here. It's 221. That could probably be a target. I have to use my other charts and techniques to see in regards to timing where it could probably stall. But so far, you can see right here, 220. Actually, 220. Yep. 221 and then 223. But so far it's pushing. Maybe it wants to go test 225. 224 was the last high of last week. So maybe it's heading over there. I don't see, it's pushing. There's some pivots here, 222 and then 224. Maybe that's where it wants to go and squeeze some shorts. And if it could just kind of oscillate here today and tomorrow and just stay there, hopefully they don't bang it down tomorrow. Targets to the upside to continue. This is a strong level. This is the previous 50. 227, but that's fine. It could stall there. As long as it's up, above 225, I'm happy. And then 230 and then 236 for this week. I know Friday, it's Good Friday. So I'm sure volume will be light or the markets will be closed. So those are the levels you want to keep an eye on. You see, it's been oscillating back and forth off of this midpoint. This is the midpoint chart, mind you. And if it continues chugging along, the last week high, the previous week high, what is that, 242? Yeah, 242, 250. I mean, wow, I should be looking over here. This is a key level, 237 all the way to 251, if we could ever get up there. That would mean that if we get all the way up here, we're above the previous midpoint, which is last month. So that's good. And that starts showing that, we're starting making steps higher. And if we could get to 251, that's even better. But so far, everything is looking good there. Let's look at the we got a PPS buy signal. So the strategy here on this PPS buy signal is that you wait for a pullback, and then because the bears will want to test. I was like, oh look, the bulls are getting cocky here. They want to pull. They'll short us again, maybe next week or tomorrow, and then you buy a little pullback, and you put your stop somewhere below this, somewhere around here or below this pivot here. Just in case they want to flush it down, then, it was a good try. But so far it's looking good. Momo, the MACD was positive from the 29th, and it has stayed positive. Sentiment is positive here. Where the mobile bands are turning green, so that's good, as you can see. Hekanashi, and then once we close above 217, which 218, remember that number, 218 to 11, then that means that then the trend, the candle should turn white, if I'm correct, the calculations, and then that means that we're trending as of right now higher. We haven't had that yet, but if we could close above the mobile band, which is 218, stay above there today and tomorrow, then that's looking good. We're going to probably test this 20 SMA 228. And the MACD has been positive on the weekly, so that's good. And like I said, over here, this is where you want to start nibbling at natural gas. This is an extreme oversold area. Let's look at some volume charts. You can see that this volume right here has been support, and we've been holding, and it tested it here, and then it tested it again in April, and what I call is a failed new low. So they didn't really push. It might be early. They might probably really trap us next week, but next week statistically, there's a lot of green in the days, in the trading days. I might say, the trading days are very positive for next week. But we know cycle low has kicked in. We'll look at that. Hopefully, it doesn't go further out in the future. Maybe just adjust is right here, and then we start, making higher highs and higher lows. And that's what we need. That's what Gann says, a definition of a trend. If it's going to start trending higher, we need to make higher highs and higher lows and ride this into April or into May. But, seasonality says that April is where we would probably do a peak. Look, let's open this up. So the value area low within 3 months has been 215, and we are above that. So we've always had a hard time trying to stay above 215. And now, we're above it. Let's see how we close. The day is young. And so far, that's looking good. We're going to have an issue right here. Just looking at this 230 all the way to 233. The bears are going to probably be waiting for us here. But we need to bring some Momo. You just see that right there. That little area right there, that's where the bears are waiting. And they're going to pounce if we ever get up there. They could probably pull us back, but then we could probably retest it from below and then maybe push higher and then squeeze more bears out, that were short here. And this is the anchored VWAP, which is the 239. I've been using this lately just to kind of see. I've been hearing a lot of news about the anchored VWAP. It's different from the regular VWAP. You're using it within time. So this is an important high. And if we could close above that, that shows that we're even stronger. And, with geometry, using the 45, the 30, and the 60 angles. From here, I know from here we failed it because we came really low. But from here, if we could get, I got to look at my other charts. If we could get to that 45, that 1 by 1, that means that we're on a stronger position compared to with the bears that they want to keep us low here. 820. Well, that's it. I don't want to go. Oh, the dollar. I got to go over the dollar. People have been asking about the dollar here. King dollar. Poor dollar. Poor dollar. The dollar, this was, I've said, there's a couple of things I have in mind. I've been using some cycles and they're kind of mixed. So it's kind of confusing for me, but I do have a target of 98 using the square of 9. And if this is an ABC or we're going to push to 98, if that happens, I mean gold and silver and I guess the metals and whatever is inverse to dollar is probably going to push higher. But once the dollar gets to 98, I think that might be a little place where maybe, you could dip your toes in regards to currencies or whatever. But so far, it's getting weaker and weaker. First target would be the 100. And maybe it'll bounce there. So maybe it'll be a fail new low and maybe go up. But if that 100 doesn't hold and you do a little capitulation to kind of trap more bears and then pop it, if they do that, that's what probably could play out, using probability, 98 is the sweet spot. 98 would be perfect. In regards to timing, I think maybe look at, I've been watching some dates, April 11, April 20th, 420, 411 for probability using the square outs, but not guaranteed. It's just kind of using some mathematics and see, where it could possibly be a turning, in regards to this high of September the 28th at 114. So just keep an eye on that. If it pushes to 100, see if it holds. And if it holds, then maybe things could reverse. But if it doesn't, and it pushes lower, 98 could be a possible target. That's it. I'm going to sign out. Hopefully this video translate it well, I've been, messing around with the live stuff just because it saves me time instead of like processing it and then uploading it. It's like all in one shot. So good trading. I've been doing some maintenance in my, I'm working on a website, working on a trading videos, like so much stuff. It's just like I just don't have time for everything. And then the kids, beating up on me every day. Just so much stuff. I wish I just had more time, but trying the best I can. Good trading, man. If you're long, hang in there. Our goal is ride the wave in April. Ride this wave in April. I know another thing too. Everybody's been shooting at me and texting me. Yeah, storage is high. All this. Inventory is high. Inventory is high. What I'm gonna say? There's nothing else to say. I'm going with the cycles. Maybe things will shift, and maybe the inventory starts going lower. I don't know. I don't have data on inventory in regards to cycles and what happened when an inventory is high and there's just so much natural gas. You have to pick your poison, the blue pill or the red pill. You're either going to be like, all right, inventory's high, these cycles aren't going to work. We're not going nowhere. Winter is gone. The heat is here. Then if that's what you're thinking, then that's what you got to stick. I'm strictly going with the cycles. It's great when the fundamentals like back up the cycles and all the technicals, when the fundamentals and the technicals marry together and they just, make sense and they're all lining up. That's perfect. But in an ideal world like now, they're not working out. We got cycles bottoming out, seasonality that, are strong in April, but then you got this massive glut. So what do? Stay on the sideline? Yeah, you can. You don't have to trade it. You could just, lock in profits right now and be like, I don't like trading when it's, two things are conflicting. Well, let's stay on the sideline. It's better to keep your money in your pocket and your account than when two things, I figure what's the risk? We're so oversold and so, and it could go lower. Yeah, it could go to 144. It could go to 140. I heard this guy in Yahoo financing. Yeah, it could go all the way down into 140. We haven't got that capitulation yet. Yeah, it's fine. But you gotta figure, you gotta balance out, what are you gonna do? You think that it could turn here and right, and then maybe push lower into, May, June, and then things, finally turn around. We'll see. This is one of the things you just have to decide. Well, I'm gonna rant, and I don't want to be in a rant. I'm gonna get out. You guys got to trade and make your money and all that good stuff. 5 minutes in. I'm going to sign out, and only thing I want is wish you success. Success, success, success. I am out.